Hey everyone, it's Epoch here, and welcome to my entry into this week's comic book cover challenge set by Alan, the comic collector geek. This week's theme is Star Wars covers, as we recently had the kind of May the Fourth be with you annual kind of Star Wars Day. So the challenge this week is, of course, to pick out 10 Star Wars comic book covers from your personal collection and then show them off. I'm actually only going to show 5 covers this week. This is because I don't actually have a whole lot of Star Wars comics. I have a lot of Star Wars in trade paperback, but I don't actually have a whole lot of individual comics. So there's a whole lot of stuff I'd like to get that I don't actually have yet, but I've been meaning to pick up but never have because I have the trades. So let's get into the 5 Star Wars comic book covers that I've picked out for you today. My first pick this week is a Star Wars Free Comic Book Day issue from the early 2000s. I really like this one. Is about the time Attack of the Clones came out, there was a video game for the Nintendo GameCube and PlayStation 2 and that called Star Wars The Clone Wars. I really enjoyed playing that game. And this cover kind of reminds me of that game, just kind of like the orange sky, and just kind of the clone troopers going into battle there. So I just think this is a fun little one. So that's Star Wars Free Comic Book Day from, I want to say 2004ish, thereabouts. But yeah. In fourth place this week is another Star Wars Free Comic Book Day issue from Dark Horse Comics. This time it's a bit later than that. I think this one's from around 2013, thereabouts. I just really like this cover, to be honest. I really like the cleanness of the white background, and the way Darth Vader and Boba Fett are rendered there is just quite nice as well. So yeah, it's just a really kind of fun, simple cover that I quite like for two fantastic characters that I enjoy. So that's Star Wars Free Comic Book Day, this time from around 2013. In third place this week is Star Wars The Mandalorian #1. Apart from Rogue One, The Mandalorian seasons 1 and 2 are pretty much the only things I've really enjoyed from Disney Star Wars. A lot of the current stuff, let's just say I'm not a fan of. But I really did enjoy The Mandalorian season 1 and 2, so I really wanted to pick up his first kind of in-story comic appearance with The Mandalorian issue 1, which I think is just an adaptation of the first season of the show. But yeah, it's just a really cool cover, a really kind of like fun pose for the Mandalorian there. Just looks like he's ready for business. So I think that's really cool. So that's the Star Wars The Mandalorian #1. In second place this week is quite a cool one. It's the Star Wars #1, and this is the Midtown Comics exclusive cover that a friend picked up for me when she was visiting New York City, from Midtown Comics. The Star Wars is an interesting book. It is an adaptation of George Lucas's kind of original rough screenplay for Star Wars, so it differs kind of like from his final Star Wars product, and we have that reflected here in the Midtown kind of exclusive cover. It's sort of a homage to the Star Wars poster that was released in 1977, or one of the posters that was released, but kind of featuring the more earlier concepts, or concept versions of the characters found in the original rough draft screenplay and described. So you have kind of like the version of Darth Vader here in the back, and kind of looks outfits more kind of military, and sort of slightly different designs for the droids in the back, etc. So it's just a really fun one to show off. I kind of what Star Wars could have been in its early stages. So that's the Star Wars #1. And my #1 pick this week goes to Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace #3, which is the third issue in the comic book adaptation of Star Wars The Phantom Menace. I believe this is the first, at least the first cover appearance in a standard comic book for Darth Maul, and it's just a really cool image of Darth Maul there, kind of lit up by the glow of his red lightsaber. I guess it's one of those ones that's debatable whether it's his first appearance in comics. As the Star Wars Episode 1 miniseries was released weekly, but the trade paperback was released on the same day as issue 1. So I guess technically the Episode 1 Phantom Menace trade paperback is the first appearance of Darth Maul in comics. But I guess this is an individual issue, and also the same for Mace Windu, I think, as well. Is this kind of same debate: is it the trade or is it the issue? For this issue 3, and I guess also as well, Darth Maul was featured in the half issue as like a preview kind of sketch drawing, so there's some debate there as well. It's up to you, but I just think this is a really cool Darth Maul cover. Darth Maul's such a cool character, and like I say, this is definitely his first kind of cover appearance in standard comic book form. So just a really cool one to end this off with. So that's Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, number 3. So that was my entry into this week's comic book cover challenge set by Alan, the comic collector geek. This week's theme was, of course, Star Wars covers. So if you'd like to take part, then just dig through your personal comic book collection and pick out 10 really cool looking Star Wars covers and show them off. And if you make a video, when you upload it, if you use the hashtags hashtag Star Wars covers and hashtag Friday Comic Challenge, and you could even use a hashtag May the 4th or whatever to get non-comic Star Wars eyes on the video. But if you use the first two hashtags, at least that way everyone in the community can, or who takes part in these challenges, can click on those hashtags, see your video, and check out some cool Star Wars covers that they might not have and may want to add to their collection. Likewise, if you check out other people's videos, you might see some cool stuff that you want to add as well. Like I say, unfortunately it was only 5 issues this time because I just don't actually have a lot of individual issues. Most of my Star Wars comics are in trade form, although there are quite a few I'd love to get. I'm a big fan of the character Mara Jade, so I'd love to get her first appearance in Heir to the Empire issue 1 and her first cover appearance on issue 4, and I guess Admiral Thrawn as well on issue 1 as well, but I think that book's heating up a little bit more just because he's transitioning from the Rebel show to the upcoming Ahsoka series. So yeah, maybe I'll get that one day. If you'd like to check out some of my previous entries into the comic book cover challenge, and please click on this playlist that's linked here at the side, and otherwise I'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.